So you'll have to forgive me. Daily Dose of Tracy is currently under construction for your better viewing pleasure. So this is your Daily Dose of Tracy live, and if you so choose to stop and watch what I have to share, hey Kelly Cox, good to see you, girl. I am going to be talking about whether all calories are created equally, okay? Because this is a question I get a lot. I put do not disturb on my phone, but I'm still getting messages, so I apologize if I keep like shoop going up there. So I'm gonna share a little bit about me, and I gotta tell you, when I was in pharmaceuticals, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my history, but when I was in pharmaceuticals, I had a colleague tell me once, you're an ummer. You say a lot, and so you need to write notes. So until I get like better at doing live videos and staying on topic, because I can be a little verbose, I have notes. So you're just gonna have to forgive me, or you can appreciate the fact that I did some preparation. You know, it's one or the other. It's the way you look at it. Did the chicken come before the egg or what? So, a little bit about me. I have my bachelor's as well as my master's, and I practiced as a speech language pathologist on a brain injury unit in a hospital for just over 5 years. And then, you know, this is so typical of the age that I was at. After watching ER one night with my roommate, I decided I was gonna go into pharmaceuticals. She's like, you should be a pharmaceutical rep. And I'm like, okay. And so that's what I did. And I was a very successful executive pharmaceutical rep for over 16 years. And now I have done a complete 180, okay? I am now on a mission to teach people how to take their own health and their wellness into their own hands, okay? You know, if you have an issue and you go see the doctor, most doctors are going to, you know, prescribe a pill and give you a handout or two. I mean, let's face it, that's all they have time for. They have a couple minutes with you, and then they have to get on to the next patient. And it doesn't always have to be that way. You know, and I just want to say, since I called on doctors for 16 plus years, and I have a lot that are very good friends of mine, and I love them dearly, I want to just say that, you know, that's what they went to school for, and they work really hard, and physicians are dedicated to the health and wellness of their patients. But I feel like nutrition is a great way to, the best way to not only treat disease, but prevent it. And that's what my mission is I wanna teach people how to do that. All right, so there are some people out there today that say that they don't care about some of this information. They're like, whatever. And I don't know what makes them feel that way. I don't know if it's because there's so much information out there. I mean, Google can be a blessing and a curse. If, you know, and they don't know who to believe, or they think it's gonna be too hard. But I can tell you right now, after seeing my mother-in-law lose her battle to leukemia several years ago, and just seeing, I get chills just thinking about it, seeing her will to live, okay? I mean, I'm not even gonna go there, because the waterworks will start. However, after seeing her will to live and how strong it was, I have no doubt that even people today that are like, it's too hard, or I don't know who to believe, they will care. They'll care someday. And I'm hoping that I can show people that you can care today, okay? First thing you gotta know is I am not the food police, okay? Look at me. I actually dressed to show you I'm a curvy girl. Ooh, I'm stepping on photo frames. I got some junk in my trunk. I've got curves. I am married to a foodie. I'm not a wafy, skinny little thing, all right? I'm not gonna be the one that says, no, you can't eat that, or no, you can't eat that. I enjoy my food immensely, all right? Especially since I started my Freedom and Hope nutritional plan. I can tell you that has been amazing. So don't think that I'm one of those people that's going to tell you you have to eat vegetables and dry chicken all day long in order to be healthy and to get to a weight that you're happy with, because that's not my MO, all right? It's totally not my MO. So anyways, like I said before, my topic for today is, are all calories created equally? Do you like my little chalkboard? Isn't that so cute? So you'd think, based on the insanely popular programs that implement the eat less, move more, or calories, I always get it confused. Calories in minus calories out equals weight loss. You'd think based on that, you know, programs like Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, that yeah, as long as you stay within your points, or as long as you stay below the calories that you're supposed to eat, you're good, right? All right, so I'm gonna just put a disclaimer out there and say that I'm not here to knock those programs, okay? They do work initially, all right? Initially, that's my caveat. And hats off to anyone who decides to make the effort to do it. I mean, seriously, it's a big decision because it's a lifestyle change, which in case you haven't noticed, I'll just sidebar, we do have quite the clock collection. And so anytime I ever do a video, you are going to hear clocks in the background. It's just how it is. So yeah, so hats off to anybody who is, you know, making a decision like that to change their lifestyle and try and live a healthier life. But let me tell you, okay, I have been doing this far too long to believe that that's the bottom line, okay? And I had some experiences where I needed more info, I needed more tools, I needed better information to help more people, because the calories in minus calories out equals weight loss, it doesn't work for everybody, okay? So I'm gonna give you the Cliff Notes version of why I decided to dig deeper on this matter and figure some things out for myself. Number one, the past couple of years, I have found that over time, I'll lose weight, and then within a couple months, I will go, you know, and I'll get down to a size where I comfortably fit in my clothes. And then after a couple months, the weight will gradually creep back on. And I eat really clean. I'm not a saint, okay? But I mean, a couple indiscretions here and there is not enough to say, boom, you put that 12 pounds back on. And I was like, this is not normal. Then couple that with, I have had a handful of clients that have, you know, nailed their nutrition, all right? Like totally sticking to it like glue, no wine, no vodka tonic with lime, killing themselves with their workouts and killing their workouts, and the scale's not moving, the tape measure's not moving, which I always encourage people to, sorry, I'm getting a message. I always encourage people to do the tape measure, because in times when the scale's not moving and you're feeling discouraged, then you can check the tape measure, and normally that has moved and it wasn't. And I'm like, what is going on? Like this, you know, and I start to worry about cortisol levels and hormones and, you know, what have you. And I'm thinking, what's the dealio? Is it when we're eating? Is it how we're eating, like what we're eating? Or is it how much we're eating? The answer to those questions is yes. Yes, yes, and yes. It's all of it, all right? But today I said I was gonna talk about calories, so that's what I'm gonna talk about. I'm not gonna go down a rabbit hole. That's why I took notes, all right? So when you look at food, you have your micronutrients and you have your macronutrients, all right? And I'm gonna get technical for just a minute, and then we're gonna talk about donuts, so just stay with me, all right? Your micronutrients are those foods that, you know, you look at like all the colors on your plate, you know how people say like, eat the rainbow, you know, make sure your plate has all colors of the rainbow on it, or what have you. You know, your micronutrients are where you get your vitamins and your minerals from your food, okay? I happen to know that I get all my essential vitamins and minerals in every day, and that is a great feeling, because not getting those essential vitamins and minerals, there's a lot of health implications, okay? So those are really important, but that's about micronutrients, where we get all of our, you know, the good stuff. And then there's your macronutrients, okay? So a broader view, and that is your fat, your protein, and your carbs, all right? All right, so all foods that we eat contain calories, right? Or at least they're supposed to. So once the food hits your stomach, your body starts to process it. And all three of those things that I just mentioned, your carbs, your fat, and your proteins, those are all processed differently, all right? Carbs are broken down into their building blocks, which is sugar, okay? So anything that has carbs in it, those carbs get processed into something called glucose, which is your blood sugar, okay? They are the most accessible form of energy in your body, okay? Not the best, but the most accessible form of energy. And then your proteins. Your proteins are broken down into your building blocks, their building blocks, which are called amino acids. And they're used to build and repair the body's tissues, all right? We only need a certain amount of protein every day, and after we've gotten what we need, which for someone my size is about 15 grams per meal, 3 meals a day, so about 45 to 50 grams, maybe a little more if I'm doing like a super heavy weight workout. But after that, your body actually turns all that protein, that excess protein, into sugar. Yep. Okay, and then your fats. And your fats are directly absorbed into the body, and they are essential. Fat is not the villain here, but we're not going to talk about that yet. So I think the easiest way for us to demonstrate that not all calories are created equally is to talk about donuts versus avocados. Krispy Kreme glazed donut, which, by the way, when I was looking up the nutritional information on a Krispy Kreme donut, the nutritional facts link was like that big. It was so tiny. I went to Dunkin' Donuts and I had to click like 12 times before I found the nutritional information on the Dunkin' Donuts. And then I had to scroll and scroll and scroll through all the drinks, which went on for pages. I was like, wow, I didn't realize Dunkin' Donuts had so much variety. But I had to scroll forever and I was like, wow. I mean, if someone wants to know, they're gonna scroll, people. Don't make it so hard. Okay, so a Krispy Kreme donut has 190 calories, 11 grams of fat, 22 carbs, and 10 of those are sugar, 0 fiber, and 3 grams of protein. An avocado has 250 calories, so more calories than a donut, 22.5 grams of fat, more fat than a donut, 15 carbs, with 10 of those being fiber and 1 of those being sugar, and 0 protein. And you know, people are all about getting their protein in. So the fact that a donut has more protein than an avocado, some people might be like, I'm going for the donut. I mean, they both have higher fat content as well as carbs. But let me tell you, your body, when you know, ingesting one versus ingesting the other is going to lead to a whole different sequence of events as to how your body processes it as well as what happens. So let's look a little closer. The avocado has nature-made fats, all right? Obviously, it's perfectly natural, all right? Has monounsaturated as well as polyunsaturated fats. And I'm gonna use my notes on this. I did a video recently titled, Is Coconut Oil Bad for You? And I talked about canola oil, some of the monounsaturated fats that are not good for you. This is not to be mistaken for the frankenfood that's manufactured, like such as canola oil, okay? Monounsaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats have a ton of health benefits. Monounsaturated fats protect against heart disease. They can improve insulin sensitivity, helping your body use its fat properly. And I don't know if you know this, but insulin is your fat storing hormone. If you want more information on that, I have a YouTube video that I did. My YouTube channel is Daily Dose of Tracy. It's easy enough to remember. And it's called Insulin, the Fat Storing Hormone. And it's about 6 minutes long. It's not long at all, but it explains, like, why is this the fat storing hormone? Why do people, when you have high insulin levels or once you get put on insulin, why do you gain weight? What's the dealio? Okay. And then monounsaturated fats can also help you lose weight. Who doesn't want to do that? Unless you're really skinny. Polyunsaturated fats, they help reduce bad cholesterol levels. And believe it or not all, cholesterol isn't bad. Your body actually needs it. However, you want to have the right levels of the right kinds of cholesterol, and the ratios matter. So cholesterol is essential to our well-being. It helps with infection. It helps with healing. It's essential, but it's gotten a really bad rap. And I mean, a part of it is from the American diet. The polyunsaturated fats also provide nutrients to help develop and maintain the cells. That comes from your cholesterol. It's a good source of vitamin E, which is a powerful antioxidant, and it's a good source of omega-3 fatty acids. So omega-3 fatty acids are anti-inflammatory, and basically inflammation is like the number one cause of most diseases. And so if you can, you know, consume things that are anti-inflammatory and they're going to help reduce inflammation within the body, you're winning. That's a good thing. The modern day American diet is lacking in omega-3 fatty acids, which is why a lot of people that are at risk for heart disease are told to take fish oil, because fish oil is high in omega-3s. All right, so the Krispy Kreme donut had half the fat of the avocado. However, it's fried in vegetable oil, vegetable shortening, which is comprised of palm, soybean, cottonseed, canola oil. If you want more information on why I will never, ever, ever have that stuff in my house, I did a YouTube video titled, "Is Coconut Oil Bad for You?" I describe how they create these oils, why they're bad for you, so I'm not gonna go into that right now. But these oils are highly inflammatory. They are genetically modified. They're most often partially hydrogenated, which means that they add a hydrogen atom to them to make them more stable. That's not natural. But I mean, nothing about it was natural even before they hydrogenated it. And that can help increase many, many negative health effects, all right? It can cause kidney and liver problems, heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke. I would stop there, except I think this one is important because I have an 11 and a 13-year-old, and these oils are also thought to retard growth in children. The levels of this are low enough for the food industry to be able to claim that this has 0 trans fats. And if you look at the Krispy Kreme website, it says 0 trans fats. These oils contain trans fats, okay? They're just levels low enough where they can sneak by. And trans fats are bad. Everybody knows that. I mean, that's why it's on most things, okay? So that's one really big difference between, say, eating a Krispy Kreme donut and eating an avocado. But then you also have to look at the refined sugar that is in a Krispy Kreme donut, okay? 22 grams of carbs, 10 grams of sugar, and it's refined sugar. So what's your body gonna do when it eats it? Well, first of all, your taste buds are gonna pop because, I mean, who doesn't love a Krispy Kreme donut? They taste so good. You know, if people eat a lot of fake food, artificial food, processed food, call it what you want, and I'm not judging, all right? I have had my share of Krispy Kreme donuts. But the more of that you eat, the more you crave it. Because a lot of these things have, hi Julie, thank you so much, girl. A lot of these things have, you know, MSG, which is monosodium glutamate, which is actually a neurotoxin, but it makes stuff just taste so good. It's addicting. And so that people crave that. All right. And then after, you know, all of the yumminess happens, you know, it gets down to your stomach and your body doesn't really know how to process these refined carbohydrates, these refined sugars. And so there's no off button. All right. There's no, because our body doesn't recognize what it's taking in. Hormones are not like leptin and ghrelin, which are in charge of satiety versus being hungry. They don't recognize the donut, all right? So the best way I can describe it is my kids, I love Swedish fish, okay? It's like my favorite candy ever. And my kids will get Swedish fish and they're like, Mommy, do you want one? And I'm like, no, sweetie, that's okay. Why not? You love Swedish fish. Yeah, I do. And I won't be able to stop. Like, I will snatch that box from you and like go find a high spot in the house and eat the whole box until it's all gone because I'm not sharing. And so, and that's what happens because you just, there's no internal feedback system to say, that's enough, Trace. And then on top of that, you're gonna get a big spike in insulin from all of that refined sugar. And what did I say earlier? Insulin's the fat storing hormone, okay? So your body's gonna respond very differently to that donut as opposed to when you eat an avocado that is comprised of primarily fat and, yes, it has carbs, but 2/3 of those carbs are fiber. Guess what? The avocado carbs are fiber, okay? And fiber is nature's appetite suppressant, okay? If you are counting carbs, you don't necessarily have to count fiber because fiber isn't really absorbed into your system, which is why when people can't poo, they say, eat more fiber, because your body doesn't absorb it and it pushes stuff through. As a matter of fact, if you're constipated, sorry y'all, but eat an avocado. All the fat and all the fiber in it, boom, you'll go the next day. So that is my argument as to, are all calories created equal? Can you eat 1,200 calories of donuts every day and lose weight? Maybe if you're 21 years old, yeah. But with your insulin spiking so much, you're gonna be hungry all the time. I promise you, okay? And then you're gonna put the weight back on. Because, I mean, there's oodles and oodles of research out there to show that, like, you know, all diets work. They all work. But after a period of time, like I said earlier on in my video, or earlier on, like, after, you know, the last couple of years, I lose the weight and then it slowly creeps back on, and I'm like, what is going on here? A part of that is because your body has a set weight that it likes to be at based on hormonal stuff. And I'm not going there because that's a whole nother live video. If you take the time to watch this and you want me to talk about it sometime, I will. But yeah, I mean, so that sums it up. No, a calorie is not a calorie is not a calorie. And someone who says, you know what, the bottom line is, if you want to lose weight, you need to restrict your calories and move more. That's not the only answer. You know, that doesn't work for everybody. And the people that it does work for, mark my words, it won't work for them after a while, because the body will always adapt. And so you gotta figure it out. And I will be talking about more stuff about this as we go along. So if you liked what I had to share today, you can always check back to my like page. These videos I also put on my YouTube channel, which is, guess what it is? Daily Dose of Tracy. So you can go there. But it was my pleasure. All right, so this is your Daily Dose of Tracy Live. I'm signing out. I'm gonna go get my new iMac out of the box. I'm so excited. And y'all have a lovely day. Peace be with you and muchos besitos.